looking for those mad gains. Instead, I guess we're too late. I think I found someone, boys, but this can't be right, boys. No way! Get your ass back to the ship, we're going! Maybe Elvis is dead after all.
This is Radar Command. Prepare for incoming troll attack.
The data, it's all coming so fast. This is Officer Richter.
This is Bridge to Command. Reset all coordinates to Pulse Bitcoin.
Where'd you get this new hyperdrive from, mate?
Got it off Dodgy Dave down Spaceport 3. Getting 3 hyperdrives a day out of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Tonight, we are talking everything Pulse Bitcoin, everything ASIC mining token, and Pulse Dogecoin. Yes, you're in the right place.
The stream will commence shortly.
Pulse Bitcoin is fully decentralized. No founder, government, bank, or hacker can shut it down. The code is 100% immutable. Pulse Bitcoin has a limited supply of 21 million and is deflationary, unlike the US dollar.
Hey man, I heard about this Pulse Bitcoin thing, man. It's just really awesome. How the hell do we get some? Give me a website, man. Where do I buy it?
live stream has commenced. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the solution.
A very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the live tonight. Let me know if the audio is okay, because I've got a little fan going on here. It might be disrupting the audio, so let me know if that's a problem, and I'll turn the fan off. How you all doing? It's been a crazy day today in the crypto markets. Absolutely crazy. Obviously, I don't need to tell you, unless you just got home from work and you've been in a cave somewhere. But Bitcoin has had a pretty bad dump. Not too bad, but it's certainly dumped. And I will be the first one to say, I was on the Crypto 7 show on Monday, and I was saying that it's an unpopular idea, but I didn't think we were going to go this low. I thought we were going to have a little bit of a I thought we were going to have a swing low on what we had last weekend and then perhaps start moving up. But it didn't turn out like that. I was surprised, to be honest with you, because so much of crypto Twitter, so much of the YouTube kind of commentators, everyone was just saying we're going down. And it really did surprise me that the market is correct on that. Obviously, I think the catalyst for that was Michael Saylor. I'm not sure if it's Michael Saylor or his company, but I think they dumped a small amount of Bitcoin onto the market. And that seemed to set things off. It was a tiny amount in the great scheme of things. It was a tiny amount of Bitcoin they dumped. But I think that mentally told people, oh, Michael Saylor's bearish. So, yeah, people got scared and they dumped the chart. And I don't know, for me, it's like it's happened before. Michael Saylor actually dumped a small amount before, and then 2 days later, he bought back, and then we ripped higher. So, yeah, if you're in the chat, welcome. Only got a small channel, so welcome to my small corner of the internet. Not very large on YouTube, so if you're watching on X, maybe go over and sub on YouTube. It's Fat Sammy's Slice. You can see the, where is it? I'm just trying to get it right this time. Is it over here? No, it's over here. There we go. You see the links there. So give me a follow on YouTube, because it helps us grow the Pulse Chain awareness on YouTube. It seems like on X, it's really hard to reach new followers. It's a nice platform for us who are in. Here we are. Chaz has got an update for me. So they'd already told everybody he needed to do it so they can utilize those funds for the dividends. Yeah, that's what I understand, right? I think he had to use a very small amount to pay the dividends for all the stocks. So I think everyone's freaking out over it. But yeah, welcome. Welcome. Should we start off by having a look perhaps at the Bitcoin chart? All right, brace yourself. Don't get upset. Let's look at the charts. What's going on here? My buttons aren't working. Let's see if we can. Right. Let's load up Bitcoin. Right. So yeah, Bitcoin on the daily. Obviously, I was on Crypto 7 stream. And I was saying that we were going to do something like come down to here. I think I said around here. Yeah, this area. I thought we were going to bounce here. It looked like we were going to bounce. I thought we were sweeping the lows, grab that liquidity. And I thought we were going to do something like that. And it looks like I was wrong. No one likes being wrong, but I was wrong. So I'm not too concerned though, because we still are maintaining this larger upward channel for Bitcoin, right? Still maintaining that upward channel. So we have got support there. We've got support from the previous highs up here, which we haven't touched yet. So even worst case scenario, perhaps we come down to 64,000 and some change, 64,500. I mean, I wouldn't listen to me because I've been wrong here, right? So I don't think anyone really knows. But I'm not kind of expecting this huge breakdown down to, some people are calling for, what are they calling for? 45, 40. I've seen people calling for 35. It's just, for me, that's just ridiculous. Like, why are you gambling on this range being broken? Let's quickly check my stream. I think I'm in the wrong corner here. Yeah. But yeah, I just don't see us going that low, you know, personally. For me, that's just too easy. Like everyone in the 4-year cycle was just expecting that, yeah, okay, we go down, we keep going down until October, and then in October we all get our 45k, our 35k buy, and then suddenly everyone buys and we just go up together, all hold hands and dance together on our way up to new all-time highs. For me, that's just too simplistic, too easy. And the 4-year cycle bros, like, a lot of them think they're right still, and I still maintain that we are not in a 4-year cycle. And we can break that down as we go in the video. But a lot of people are running victory laps now saying, yep, I told you so, Fat Sammy. 4-year cycle was in play. We're crashing down. This is part of a larger crash down. But, okay. I mean, look, this is still a higher low, right? Let's go to the weekly. This is still a higher low. So you're not right yet. Even if you come down here, it's still a higher low. If you come down 64,500, you're still in a higher low, right? So it ain't over yet. We might get an impulse ABC. Might get up to ABC, and then might be back up to around over 100,000 by October, where the bears will be expecting their low. So what I'm saying is, even in a position like this, we could be at 100,000 in October. Whereas the bears are saying, no, we're exploring all-time lows around then. Disagree. I mean, look at this. Also, we've got the 200-day moving average on the weekly also coming up to support this upward channel we have. So that's huge support. Huge support, in my opinion. So you've got the previous all-time highs here, right, sitting as a kind of rough support here. A lot of chop here, which you kind of call on for support. Then you've got the 200-day moving average. Then you've got this structure. And then on top of that, we've got the data that came out today. This is the ISM Purchasing Managers Index. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard about this before. This comes out once a month. They release this data. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of this data being released where we are above the 50. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means that when the economy goes into expansion, the purchasing managers make more purchases. Manufacturing demand goes up. And that's what we're seeing here. So previously, when Bitcoin was going up to make its previous all-time high, around here, we had the economy, we had, what's it called? We weren't printing money. We were doing the opposite, right? We weren't expanding at all. The Purchasing Managers Index was down. We had gold going up, copper going down, and we still had Bitcoin reaching all-time highs. And that by no means made the measure move anyone expected. And the reason I think that is because we are in a mid-cycle. That was a mid-cycle high. Let me check the comments, see if anyone's got any feedback on this, because before I start going off on one. Thank you, Mr. Max 0000 reposted on X, like and sub. Well, thank you very much. If there's anything you want me to cover, guys, just let me know, because this is a bit of a off-the-cuff stream tonight. It's a bit of off-the-cuff, so I'm just having a desperado at the moment, which is a very, I think, very good theme for tonight, because the Bears are in desperado mode. We got 29 of you watching on X. Shout out to you. You can comment on X, and I can bring those up. And 5 of you watching on YouTube, so cheers to you. Yeah, right. Let's have so there's lots of stuff to talk about tonight, and I don't want to rush because I know some of you come in later, but there's so much we can break down tonight. So many reasons why I'm bullish, so many altcoins doing really well. And the main theme I want to talk about tonight is, yes, I don't believe that this Bitcoin thing is anything to worry about. Secondly, I believe that the 4-year cycle is intact. Thirdly, I want to show you that altcoins are just doing really well. Bitcoin dominance is dropping like a rock. And Pulse Chain is doing really well at the moment in these market conditions. So, yeah, still bullish on Pulse Chain. Let's hear from our friend Ricky Boy.
I think cryptocurrency is one of the few things in the world that could really return power back to the people. Every year you get less and less choice. Your money's worth less and less. Your hours get longer. It seems like almost everything's getting worse. And crypto is one of the few things that lets you extract yourself from that horror. You can participate in the world's highest performing asset class. You can participate in trustless peer-to-peer revolution in finance where, there's no banking hours. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's you and the code. Nobody else can stop you from cashing out. Nobody else can stop you from doing what you want to do. And, when you give people the power to create good things, they quite often do. A lot of innovations come from cryptocurrency. There's things you can do in crypto that you can't do anywhere else in the world. And I'm proud to be part of that revolution.
Yeah, I'm proud to be part of that revolution. That's obviously Richard Hart, the founder of Pulse Chain. Obviously, this is a Pulse Chain themed channel. We've got our favorite tokens. Where's my fingers? Oh, the camera's mirrored again. Not that way. That way. We've got our favorite tokens over. No, where is it? Over that way. Over. I need to stop mirroring the camera, man. Over here, we got our favorite tokens. We've got Pulse Bitcoin, which is an altcoin on Pulse Chain. HEX, love my HEX. I think HEX can do really well this cycle. And Pulse Chain, of course. Pulse Chain being the gas token for the fork of Ethereum. So, yeah, we can break down those charts. What should we do next? Right, yeah, let's have a look at Ethereum chart, shall we? And before we have a look at the Ethereum chart, Tom Lee, who's bought billions of dollars worth of Ethereum, promised us, what did he promise us last year for the price of ETH? He promised us I don't even know, I don't know what all-time highs basically for ETH by Christmas. Didn't happen. Didn't happen, Tom.
Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch?
Where's my money, Tom? You promised me life-changing wealth. But let's have a look at the let's have a look at the chart. I love that meme. Where's my money, Tom, motherfucker? Yeah, but here's the ETH chart. So Tom, I think a lot of people want a refund, but we're not bearish. We're not worried. It's pretty much following Bitcoin. But the important thing is here, right? So actually, this is a bit of an update now. So earlier today, when I was kind of getting ready for this stream, Bitcoin was down, whatever it was down, right? And it's down now down almost 6%, which is crazy. Ethereum was not down anywhere near as much. But I mean, this is still something, right? So we've got Bitcoin down at 5.47%. Ethereum down at 5.37%. Now, usually, if you guys know, usually when Bitcoin dumps 1%, Ethereum will go down 2 to 3%. So it's usually 2x to 3x the downside. So the fact that ETH is only going down a small amount like this, let's kind of zoom out and look on the daily chart. We're in some downward channel here, obviously. We kind of broke out of this, what the bears call a bear flag. Quite brutal. I mean, at 1.9, I can't see us going much lower, to be honest with you. Again, I can't see us much going lower. But But what's interesting is if we look at the ETH to BTC ratio, because ETH should be a lot lower at this point. But what we're actually seeing right now is a rotation from ETH into Bitcoin. Let's see if I've got it. Well, let me play this while we wait. This is Tom Lee today.
I don't know if you saw Mark Cuban said that he's now dumped or sold all of his Bitcoin, given that he no longer believes it's acting as a hedge against inflation or anything else. RU's gold is proven to be a better bet, and that Bitcoin has not acted the way it should if it's supposed to be digital gold. What say you?
Well, on the one hand, I think Mark is right. Crypto's been disappointing because crypto should move with, equity markets, and it should be rallying with software. Software has really started to rally big, and crypto hasn't moved. So I think there are what I call, quote, rage quitting, people selling here as if something is wrong. I mean, I think that's what always happens at the end of crypto winter. If someone asks me, is the thesis for Bitcoin or Ethereum broken? It's absolutely not, because the more work we do, and we're hearing it from founders like Palantir, Bitcoin and Ethereum are really the future of money, because mass and compute, or compute and energy, however Elon puts it, really are what's scarce, and you're going to need to control agent systems. And as AI systems evolve, right, we're now talking about using commerce and operating websites, you need decentralized identity and verification. That's really what crypto does. And we know Wall Street wants to go towards tokenization. It's a vast improvement in efficiency of actually how money moves, and it's an innovation. Well, that only happens on Bitcoin and Ethereum and other smart contracts. So the future isn't changed, but the spotlight today is, of course, on semis, memory, starting on software. But as people focus downstream and into the future, that's really, I think, when the big comes for Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Why do you even try with Bitcoin? What's your comparable analysis to be able to come up with anything to make predictions about Bitcoin or Ethereum? There's nothing that you can base it on, except maybe psychology or sentiment.
Actually, market sentiment plays a huge role, because it's sort of essentially risk premium. But there are two proven ways to value crypto. One, of course, is just network usage, because wallets and activity per wallet still explain, like, even now, 87% of the rise of Bitcoin. So as long as more people use it and they're transacting it, the value of Bitcoin should go up. It's a network effect. And the second is the umbrella value of gold. Gold when it hits 5,000, if Bitcoin had the same network value as gold, and gold is not as scarce as Bitcoin, that would put Bitcoin at around.
Yeah, right. We're going to end that because someone just told me in the live chat that that's too quiet. I don't know what to do to change my settings. If anyone knows, let me know. But every time I pull up like an X video or a YouTube video, someone tells me that the audio is too quiet. So if anyone knows how to turn the volume up on StreamYard for that, maybe I'll try and sort that out for next stream. How you doing, dude? Good to see you again. Thank you for all the activity you provide on my content. I really appreciate it. So it's really good to have you all here. So basically, Tom Lee is they're saying, look, Tom, why are you putting so much money into Ethereum? And at the moment, right, he's a lot of pressure on that guy. He's become the Michael Saylor of ETH, and to be honest with you, he's like billions of dollars underwater right now. The same as Richard Hart, who also put our sacrifice money into ETH at 3,800. So all these really smart people are underwater. And is it that they're stupid? Is it that ETH has no value? Or is it something similar to what we saw with gold? So for years, we saw the price of gold just unbelievably cheap. And the wars were going on. The world was getting dangerous. And usually in times of crisis and times of uncertainty, like through the COVID period and after that, when we saw the economy crash, gold usually went up. but we just saw gold kind of just going sideways for 10 years. And it was JP Morgan and companies like that who were just basically buying the paper gold and manipulating it to keep the price low. So for so long, we've wanted these big boys into the crypto space. So it pumps our bags, we get more liquidity, but at the same time, we have companies like Jane Street who who just dumped Bitcoin every day, manipulate the market. So that's why it's so important now that we have all these big players in the market that we have this Clarity Act go through, because the Clarity Act is going to somewhat at least curtail some of this. If it's not Jane Street, if it's not JP Morgan, if it's not Goldman Sachs, it's Binance itself, saying, oh look, there's loads of people longing Bitcoin right now. Let's just dump all of our Bitcoin or our ETH and let's just liquidate them all. And then tell our competitor who's really in bed with us to pump up the chart again. So I think we're going through the first cycle of really bad market manipulation from the big boys. So as much as I was in Bitcoin since 2017, and as much as we all touted and celebrated the idea, and yes, they pushed us from $3,000 up to $116,000, whatever we got to, and that was great. But also what comes with that now is we're a lot harder to move. There's a lot more coins to move. There's a lot more manipulation going in the market. And the sad thing is retail is nowhere to be found. Retail is nowhere to be found. So with projects like good projects that are trying to change the world, change the money, change the world, that was a big theme for HEX and Pulse Chain for so long. All the people we've onboarded over the last few years have just been wrecked. And they're not interested in cryptocurrencies anymore. Now we just have these big banks just trying to wash what's left of us out by this manipulation. So I do believe that this cycle is manipulated. I do believe that they're trying to get the average person out of crypto. I mean, even diehard people in our community have been washed out. But you've got to ask yourself, why are they doing that? Well, they want you to get so bored. They want you to keep taking leverage longs, keep losing money, keep taking leverage shorts, and then push the other way. They want you to just keep losing money. So eventually, your family say to you, hey, you've got to give this up. You've got to get out of crypto. We're not making any money here. It was the exact same as gold. They want you so bored. They want prices so low that they can just scoop it all up, because cryptocurrency started off for the people. And now, cryptocurrency is a tool that the banks and the governments want to use. So it started off as a privacy tool, a digital version of cash, a form of privacy, a form of a movement that you couldn't be curtailed with, a way to avoid tax, a way to do black market transactions, a way to basically not have to suck the government's D to transfer wealth. And now, due to the surveillance state, due to the fact that they can use this to link in with digital ID, they can use it to link in with automated taxes, so you don't even have to declare your taxes anymore. They can it's all on the ledger, so they can tax you based on what they think without even sending you a letter, without even asking you to submit what your taxes are. The beast system is now trying to adopt it for their own use. So that's why it's so important that we educate a lot of people who are put off by crypto, because they say, oh, I'm against AI. I'm against cryptocurrency. I'm against the octopus of control grabbing me. And I'd rather use cash. I'd rather use gold. I'd rather use barter system. I'd rather, stay off that sort of stuff, because it's only encouraging the control grid. I would say the opposite. I would say it's the same way as when the white man tried to kill the Indian in the United States of America, and some Indians grabbed these gunpowder rifles and said, oh, okay, the white man is using this gunpowder against us, let's use it back against them. And then you had some Indians would say, no, that is a new modern weapon being used against us, so let's not use it. Where all technology is simply a tool. It's simply a tool. So you have to arm yourself with the latest technology. The technology itself isn't evil. or isn't good. It doesn't really care, but it can be used in both ways. So I suggest, and what Richard Hart suggests, is that we utilize this cryptocurrency as a tool of freedom, and don't allow, even though the banks and the institutions have more money than us, we don't allow them to dominate the development of it. And yes, they're going to put millions of dollars, and they already are, into developing their own tokens and their own hard forks of Ethereum. I mean, JP Morgan's been in it for 4 years, but they're not as good as us because they're not innovators. They've got a load of bankers, bank wanksters, we call them. They've got a load of they've got people researching this shit for years, and then we've got people on Pulse Chain building better shit than them in a matter of weeks when it takes them months, or a matter of months when it takes them years. So we have to stay ahead of the private market. Will always outbeat the nation state, all the big banks, because a lot of these people, they're overpaid, they're lazy. I speak to a lot of people in banking. They don't know shit. I mean, it's so decompartmentalized. They've got one guy watching they've got 10 guys in the department of just watching one currency exchange. You know, they're not innovators. Sorry, I'm going on a bit of a rant here. Have you ever thought that retail went all into ETFs at the banks instead of buying crypto? Well, yeah, that's probably correct. And that's probably the way they want people to onboard into it. And that's another point, right? They want people to go through centralized exchanges. They want people to go through ETFs. So they're not really buying crypto. They're buying it through a centralized body, I guess. Yeah. The same way that we try to get people not to solely rely on Coinbase and to install private wallets. Yeah. So yes, we got the buyer pressure, but we also have the downside of that. Right, let me play a little video and we'll come back because there's so much stuff to cover today. 57 of you watching on X. Do comment on X. Only 4 of you on YouTube. Wow. Right, let's play a little video and I'll be back in a second. I need to let my cat out. What have we got here? I did have some stuff lined up. But yeah, so much more to cover when I get back. So much more to cover. We'll go over the Pulse Chain stuff. We'll go over the others BTC. Oh, I think I've got this one. Let's play this one. It's a new one. Many bank locations closing in our area soon. I told the tellers it was coming. None of them know what blockchain is. Yep, 100%, dude. 100%. And the banks tell you now, every time you want to withdraw your money, it's like, what do you want to withdraw? What would you like to withdraw it for, sir? Fuck you. Don't worry about what I'm fucking withdrawing it for. It's my fucking money. Excuse my French. But yes, we're seeing the same thing with centralized exchanges. People getting frozen out of their money. People put their money for Revolut, through Coinbase, and suddenly, oh, your account is under review. Oh, is it? Is it under review? So this is why stuff like ProveX is so important. This is why stuff like Mixers, Tornado Cash is so important. This is why what Liberty Swap does on chain is so important. Because privacy is a human right. The very term government is to rule over you. And you should be a financial anarchist. So let's play this little video. I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll have a quick smoke and let the cat out. Back in 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
Who that big pearl? When I pull up, it's her. I'm just a it girl. I just rock big pearl. Who that girl? On the net, who that? Network going south, who that? Booty shaking on the west, who that?
There's the bomb.
Well, I'm back just in time. How you all doing? Yeah, bit of a rant there, but let's get into some other stuff, shall we? Let's get into some. What should we go next? Where should we go next? Let me have a look. So we've covered Bitcoin, we've covered Ethereum. Let's look at the strength of the US dollar, perhaps. Let's do that. And let's go over here in the corner. Nope, not that one. There I am, up in the corner now. Hi. Hello. I'm up here now. Okay. That's the wrong chart. So let's look at the Dixie. So the Dixie is the strength of the US dollar. Obviously, that is going to go down over time. We're starting to see it go down over time. It was rising. Now it's starting to break down, which is what we want, I guess, because we are in a competing currency. And it's trying to make a breakout here. There's a lot of resistance above. So as I say, I'm not that concerned about this Bitcoin dump at the moment. I think we are kind of coming down. We do have support. Some local higher lows. But not really worried about that one. What else we got? Bitcoin dominance. Okay, this is the big one I want to talk about. So this is why we should not necessarily be so concerned, because most of us on this stream are not really in Bitcoin. You might have some, but we're mostly in altcoins. We're mostly in Pulse Chain. We're in maybe some other stocks, perhaps. We're in some, but we're mostly in altcoins. So if we look at the Bitcoin dominance here, we've had something quite significant today. So we've had Bitcoin now break down from this consolidation, which has been in since 24th of December. Sorry, December 2024. So we've had 2 touches on the top and about 1, 2, 3, 4 touches on the bottom. And look at this, we're breaking down. So Bitcoin dominance, yes, sure, it might bounce here because we've got some perhaps support there, but it might come up to retest this, get confirmed as a breakdown. It's below the 200-day moving average, which is nice. This is the daily chart. So it'll be really nice if we see this breakdown further. You know, and this is kind of my target area, my eventual goal for where we end up over the next, let's say by end of 2027, that'd be nice down here, because this is a sort of scenario where alts can really go crazy. Really go crazy, guys. Go crazy. I keep trying to keep up my screen. Let me check the comments before I quickly go back to anything else. Trying to get me to lock up 20k for 4% over years. Yeah, it's just, and this is part of the Clarity Act, right? They've recently they're trying to pass the Clarity Act, and they've recently stopped stablecoin yield, and this is part of it, because they're offering 4% for you to lock up your US dollars or your GBP for my country, and offering you a pitiful 4-5% for long-term savings. And we've just shown the Dixie chart breaking down. We've just shown the value, the purchasing power of your dollar going down. So once you actually calculate the price value, purchasing power lost, and then you combine what they're actually offering you, it's probably, you're probably debasing yourself like 10%, 8% a year via inflation, right? And rising costs. And what you can do with, so basically you're just offsetting a small amount of that. So it's completely pointless. I think real estate is kind of pointless at this stage as well, when you actually calculate the cost, the labor costs now of maintaining all the new laws, especially in England. It's so anti landlord that why would you want to park your money in real estate when there's an upcoming crisis, a labor crisis coming up, whereas we see this AI kind of come in. So many people want to be out of work. So many people want to be on this universal basic income, that who's going to be able to buy and rent all these houses as the prices are going up? So there's going to be some sort of adjustment in the real estate market, and people are going to have to seek other ways of making money, other digital assets. And as Tom Lee said earlier, what better than to capitalize on the AI agent market than being in Ethereum or being in Ethereum derivatives such as Pulse Chain. Right, what do we have next? Okay, so let's have a look at the. Yeah, let's have a look at the hex stuff, shall we? And the pulse chain stuff. Let's do that. Okay, I'm assuming you can see my screen. Yes, you can still see my screen. That's good, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at Hex. Hex has been doing something really interesting. So while Bitcoin's been dumping, this is Hex on Ethereum. Let's close this one. So Hex on Ethereum's actually been doing pretty damn good. Let's take a sip of my Desperado. Oh, yeah, I like Desperado. It's a bit sweet though. 5.9%, but very sweet. Tequila-based beer from Mexico. But yes, so Hex has actually been going sideways against the US dollar now since December of, well, the most recent December. So that's 6 months, nearly 7 months now of sideways against the US dollar. So obviously it's down 99.9%, but now it's starting to stop going down, which I think is pretty bullish. So let's go to the, so sorry, this is against ETH. So let's say you switched out your ETH at, let's say, $3,200 back around here. ETH has now dropped down to $1,900, right? 3,000. And if you traded your ETH for Hex around this area, you've actually maintained your value. So usually in a market where Bitcoin has dropped from 100,000 or so and Ethereum has dropped from 3,000, usually you would see your Hex, oh my gosh, it would just get destroyed. So like if Ethereum went down 35%, usually your Hex would go down 150%. That's just the way it's been for the last few years, right? But there's been a change here. There's been a structural change because now you're just as safe in Hex now on Ethereum as you are in Ethereum itself. So that's something very telling. So we've gone over now the fact that Bitcoin dominance is dropping off. I mean, we haven't seen a dump when Bitcoin's dumped here, have we? We haven't seen, even ETH is dumped now. We haven't seen that dump. We've actually gone up the last few days, which is quite nice. Sorry, 1 second. I can't see my screen up here. Yeah, so the last few days, look, we're actually up 14% against ETH over the last week. We actually rose up here to 23%. So we're starting to see signs of strength. We're getting AI tokens. I mean, I bought some AI tokens here. I bought NEAR, which we shouted out on Monday. I told everyone to get into NEAR, and that's up nicely now. That was up around 20%, 25% since our call there, and even that now is rallying. So not everything is affected by this Bitcoin downtrend. Some stuff like NEAR, some of these AI tokens are doing pretty well. Stuff like Hex is holding its value. Whereas if we go to look at the rest of the altcoin market, I mean, a lot of them are wrecked, but not that badly. So we just covered how Bitcoin is down almost 6% today, Ethereum almost 6%. So you should be seeing some of these altcoins here. I'm taking a look on the right. XMR down 4.5. Obviously, some of these smaller ones, Dash down 2.7, XPR down 3.8. So we're not seeing altcoins, take a 3x or 4x, 5x dip against the price of Bitcoin when it dumps. So there's a structural shift going on here. And this may be to do with the fact that the 4-year business cycle is being broken. The Purchasing Managers Index is changing. We're seeing the copper to gold ratio go up. I wonder if I've got the copper to gold ratio loaded anywhere here. See if we can load it. Copper to gold. Yeah, so we're seeing the copper to gold ratio go up. Let's put it on the weekly. So maybe this is why the small caps are actually doing quite good. Because whenever we see Ethereum do well, is when copper to gold goes up. So copper is an industrial metal, gold is a store of value. So it correlates. Look at that cross. Oh, it's funny, isn't it? So we had the cross there, copper start moving up, and these AI tokens start moving up. And it's also the reason we probably have the AI stuff going up is because we have the semiconductors and the software going up. So I'm in some software stocks, and we see some of these software stocks doing really well. Obviously not today. They've had a bit of a pullback. I think that was to do with the war. But look at some of these. Some of these are doing great. See if I find any better ones. Yeah, look at this. Like Nebius Group. From 85 up to 260. Oracle. Trump just bought this one actually the other day. Up from 135 up to 242. Super Microcomputer. Up from 20 up to 50. And this is not in years, guys. This is in a matter of days or weeks. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing AI demand go up. We're seeing data centers being built, software storage, software development go up. People put their money into this stuff. So for me, this is the perfect environment for something like Ethereum, because Ethereum essentially is like a software stock for the cryptocurrency network. So it's reassuring to me that Bitcoin is going down, like Big Bear AI printing, you know? Let me stop sharing here and quickly talk to you a second. I can't see much going on. But yeah, please drop a comment if there's anything you want me to show. Where am I? There I am. But yeah, I'll be moving to France in the next few weeks, so there might be a small. I have to start moving out. I move my stuff out of the house here in the UK over the next week, and should be in France by the 15th. So we'll start doing some walk and talks. Start providing some interesting content. Right, what should we do next? Should we go to the pulse chain chart? Let's do that. Let's go to the pulse chain chart. Oh, look at this. That's interesting. Let's do that. Yeah, I think tomorrow we've also got another special guest for you. So tune in for that. You know and love him. I won't tell you who it is, but you'll see tomorrow. So lots of interesting streams coming up. This is the pulse chain chart. Let me quickly make sure I'm in the right corner here. Let's see if we can... Yeah, so the pulse chain chart is looking real good. Like the HEX chart. While everything else is PM wrecked. While Bitcoin is dumping. While ETH is dumping. Look, not affected. Not affected whatsoever. We've actually seen some bullish stuff. We've seen the MACD crossover here. Bullish cross. We're trying to break out of this RSI down the bottom here. Trying our hardest. It's getting close, isn't it, guys? So this is really bullish for me. And the fact now that we've been bouncing off it here. Bullish retest, basically, that is. So I think this is a situation where pulse chain really could pump. I made a post about it today. Let's have a look at that. And that's got loads of views, 3,800 views. I said pulse chain looks ready to send. PLS against DAI on the daily chart. We've got bullish cross on the MACD and the RSI primed for breakout. So price action coming to an end of the descending wedge after 9 weeks of a bottom forming. Now, you can scroll through the comments yourself. So many, and we also referenced the ETH breakout here, ETH BTC breakout. And there's lots of positive comments here. But there's still the haters there. There's still people kind of throwing shade and kind of saying it's unrealistic and what's this trash, scam, down, minus 99%. And a load of people are kind of criticizing. People have been posting the same thing for 3 years. It's the worst performing L1. So I reply, right, so your theory is PLS just goes down forever? Another person, LOL, with no context. So these people are just kind of laughing at Pulse Chain with no actual credible feedback, right? Nothing, no technical analysis to say, oh, yeah, no, this is bearish because of this. No. Just because their arguments, it's been going down for 3 years. As Bitcoin falls towards 60K, this one will too. Well, bro, you're wrong, because Bitcoin has just fallen from like the high 70s down to like, I don't know what price it's at now, but it's just collapsed huge. And no, Pulse Chain chart unaffected. So I think there's a lot of stuff that people, there's a good comment here. Massadoption.com says exactly the plucking model. Economist Milton Friedman proposed that the economy is like a string plucked downward during a contraction. The deeper or longer the string is pulled down, the contraction, the harder and higher it snaps back upward, the subsequent expansion to return to its potential output. And that's correct. It's very much like, as we say on the Crypto 7 stream earlier this week, it's very much like a medieval catapult or a Roman style catapult weapon, where they would wind up this rope around a turning device, pull back this this big bolt, and then it would get so tight that they release the coil and it would fire. And that's exactly what's going on. And the fact now that we've had Go Pulse, we've had some other hexagons crash out, we've had Godwell even dump his EHEX stuff, and it didn't even affect the price. So what we're seeing here is complete and utter seller exhaustion. This is why I'm bullish on Pulse Chain. I mean, look, people like this is trash. Our investment's gone. Your investment's gone. PLS garbage, X garbage. So you've got to ask yourself, why is somebody putting the effort into making artwork like this? So they're obviously not in the tokens, right? So do you think if I'm not in a token, like let me find a random coin or Cardano, for example, let's say I'm not in Cardano and I think Cardano is trash. Why am I spending my time going on to Cardano posts? Am I spending my time making Cardano memes like this? Well, no, what this is someone that has sold their bags in the last year or so and now is terribly worried that they made a mistake. So instead of moving on with their life, they're coming back to people posting bullish stuff or potentially bullish stuff, and they're trying to make sure that other people feel the same way as they do, so they have confirmation. Because this person's worst nightmare would be the fact if Pulse Chain starts to rip now and does a quick 60% move up and then a 5x, 10x move. These people are terrified of that, you know? That's what they're really afraid of. Any comments? No comments. What's going on, guys? We've got quite a lot of people watching, but 7 people now on the YouTube, 86 on X. But I feel like I'm talking to myself. Someone's got to say something, for God's sakes. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to share what I'm kind of feeling like today, because I'm not that worried. Like, I personally haven't been affected by this this downtrend, because my PLS bags have stayed the same. My Pulse Bitcoin has stayed the same today. My AI tokens have gone up. My stocks have gone up. So, you know, a lot of people that are kind of spreading all this fear, they're just positioned wrong, right? They're just wrecked, and they're trying to make you feel wrecked. Like, who gives a shit if Pulse if Bitcoin goes down another 5% tomorrow? Am I bothered? No. As long as Bitcoin dominance keeps dropping, as long as the dollar keeps dropping, I'm in a good place. Oh, we have a comment. Crypto 7, yes. Exactly correct, sir. And shout out to you, Crypto 7. Largest UK streamer, and it's a privilege to be on his show on Mondays. It's hard to keep talking by yourself. I don't know how he does it. I'm trying to take some inspiration, but it's hard to just talk to yourself for this long, isn't it? It does help with the comments. SEC Chair Paul Atkins, all the US markets will be on chain within 2 years. I mean, I could play this, but apparently you guys aren't hearing it very well.
Smart contracts or the tokens.
Anyway, I won't play it because I don't think it's playing your end. But SEC Chair Paul Atkins is basically saying how they're working to bring all digital assets to investors, and they're bringing all US markets on chain. What do you think that does, guys? Why do you think they are fudding and dumping Ethereum on you? Why do you think they're dumping paper Bitcoin on you? Why do you think they're manipulating the price? Because they don't want you involved in it. They want you all giving up on crypto. They want you all running over to buy these semiconductor stocks. And then when you're all running over to buy this stuff, which is already oversold, they did it with gold recently. Do you remember gold made its run after being suppressed for years? It had a two-year run, 18-month run. It went up to make all-time highs. And then as soon as it made all-time highs, what did they do? As soon as it made all-time highs, they started, you had people queuing up down the road, to buy gold. And obviously, that's when they dumped it. It started to go on the news, and they dumped it. So they're doing the exact same thing now with crypto, but the opposite. So they're now putting on the headlines, this person has dumped Bitcoin. Michael Saylor has dumped Bitcoin. Don't worry about Bitcoin, guys. Everything in the world is going up, but this one asset class is going down. Make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense because we're moving into the equivalent of an industrial revolution. All money is going to be on chain. All transactions are going to be on chain. At the moment, we have about 8% of financial traffic being done by computers or machines or AI. Soon that's going to be 90%. And what are they going to need to transact? What are they going to need? They're going to need smart contracts. They're going to need cryptocurrency proof of transaction. They're going to need ledgers. It's all going to be done bank to bank via XRP networks. It'll be done via AI smart contracts on Ethereum. There may be even some other, blockchains involved. But they don't want you in it. They want you out of it first so they can buy up all of the supply and then they'll pump it to Valhalla or the heavens if you're not a pagan. Yes, that's exactly what they can do. So we've got some comments here. So the Fat Seven Show rocks. Yeah, I think it's called Are We Going Up Yet? And it's a pleasure to be streaming with Crypto Seven. As I say, I'm learning from his ability to ad lib and just kind of talk. I'm not very good at that, but we're practicing. Does Seven Sammy sound better? Slim Seven, Slim Shady. Be interesting if the Bitcoin whales migrate to Ethereum. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing, right? I think that's what's slowly happening as we're seeing this ETH to BTC breakdown. So we're seeing Ethereum only go down equal parts as what Bitcoin has gone down today. So Bitcoin down 5.7%, Ethereum down 5.7%. In the past, that would be Bitcoin down 5%, Ethereum down 10%. And altcoins like Pulse Chain down 15%. But no, ladies and gentlemen, Pulse Chain remains untouched because it's so oversold. Everyone that wants to sell is already gone. So, yes, there's no one fresh coming in to buy it. Daddy Rich is not coming with these bags yet to buy it. And I don't imagine our onboarding is going to get them to buy it. But eventually, through Hart's Law, we're going to have to go up because we're going to have to go one way, right? We can't just get tighter and tighter on price forever. We've just described the catalyst, the coiling up of price. The Bollinger Bands only go so tight. Eventually, you have to rip one way or the other to grab the liquidity. And I suggest that it will be to the upside. What have we got next? We've looked at the PLS chart. We'll quickly look at... So I know some of you have come here for Pulse Bitcoin. So let's have a quick look at the Pulse Bitcoin chart.
Up and back up. Yeah. 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 That's straight. Yeah. That's what's up, y'all.
That's what's up, y'all. That is what's up, y'all. Pulse Bitcoin has been doing very well. It's been so after its 32x run up against Pulse over here. It's huge run up against Pulse. It topped out at 8,000 Pulse for 1 Pulse Bitcoin. We had a trader come in around here. He bought around $30,000 worth and then sold up around here, causing the price to dump. We actually had quite thin liquidity at the time. We had buyers come in our community, buy up the price almost within the same day. And then not only that, we had someone add around about 4 different people add a collective extra $30,000 of liquidity. So now we're sitting at $43,000 liquidity. We have another $45,000 via the other pairs, so almost $100,000 liquidity against our market cap of 572. So that's a very good place to be, and that's actually almost too much liquidity. 10% is usually the sweet spot. But it's good that we have this foundation of liquidity now. We won't see any more of these wicks. That trader is completely sold out. They're now in the safe hands of the holders. And it looks like we're just now cooled off on the RSI. Price has kind of held this nice region. The RSI has cooled off now for a few weeks, so we are ready to potentially move up again. I think we will. As soon as Pulse starts moving, I think we're going to move up, and our next target is 20,000 Pulse for 1 Pulse Bitcoin. Against the US dollar chart, let's get rid of that moving average. It's a bit distracting. We are still maintaining an uptrend. We started off the year, started off in December around just under half a penny. We went up to 6.2 pennies. Now sitting around 2.8, trying to find there's some sort of consolidation here. So I'm very bullish about this, not only against the US dollar, but the fact we've been in an uptrend while Pulse has been going down or sideways. Pulse chain has been going sideways for about this period probably, and it's actually been in a downtrend during this period. So we are gaining into Pulse. It's a very simple narrative. I think Pulse chain needs a simple decentralized Bitcoin that you can mine and do DeFi with, and Pulse Bitcoin is it. So if you are interested, you can jump in the Telegram room there. We've got emit token, which is we have some farms over on emit token. So if you're holding Pulse Bitcoin, you can stake it in these farms here. You can stake your PLSB with emit and earn 57%. You can mine your Pulse Bitcoin, your Pulse Litecoin, and get 31% a year there. ASIC and PLSX paying 60%. And this is where a lot of our liquidity on top of the pool you already saw is sitting. PLSB ASIC paying out 36%. So it's not bad, is it? You've had your price run up 32x. You've had your against the dollar, you've had it run up 12x. And not only that, you've been compounding this additional yield via emit token, which has also been holding its value at about $1 now for the last 14 months. So this is real DeFi, guys. This is why Pulse Chain is attractive, because you're holding a token that's going up in value, and you've been printing another token that's been holding its value for the whole time, which you can then spend on whatever you want. A haircut, a beer down the pub. I mean, for me, it's been great income, because you can then single side that emit. I was actually, I was on some hard times one month, and I was literally, I think I was earning around $900 or $1,600 up to $1,600 a month just in farming with this stuff. So without having to put any sell pressure onto Pulse Bitcoin, without having to put any sell pressure onto emit, because it was printing me stable tokens DAI. Anyway, let's look at PLSX. So I did recently make a trade. I actually traded some of my Pulse for PLSX. I am expecting Pulse to go in an uptrend in the next few days or weeks. But I think the alpha here is that PulseX is actually going to go up against PLS. So I switched out a lot of my Pulse for PLSX. So if Pulse does go and make its move, let's say up towards this trend line. So let's say Pulse has 145% move over the next month or so. Or I'm not predicting times, right? But I think it's going to do something. if Pulse starts to make its move, I'm going to get 2x this if I'm in Pulse X, right? Because here's the 135% move. Just a thought. That's my trade I'm doing. I'm also interested in the HEX, EHEX to PHEX. So at the moment, I'm fully wrong chart. I'm fully loaded into EHEX. So I switched out a lot of my PHEX into EHEX when it was cheap, and so around this area. And then I've managed to accumulate far more HEX, right? Far more HEX, about 3 times the amount of HEX, almost 4 times the amount of HEX than I had before by doing so. And then what I'll do is once we start getting up towards parity, I then maybe switch 50% of it back to PHEX. So that way I've made a load of money without the price having to do anything, right? Ratio trading. Let's see if we've got any comments. No comments. Yeah, I think we might end this one. So how long have we been live? An hour and a half, I think. Oh, no, an hour 15. An hour 15. But yeah, what can we look at next? I think we've covered most of this. Yeah, just a quick update from Liberty Swap. So GoPulse.com has agreed to transfer ownership of the domain to our team for management. That's really cool. GoPulse was a website where they did this sacrifice with around $600,000 sacrificed to them, and they just kind of, the token went nowhere, and they kind of left the chain in disgrace. So it's really good to see that Liberty Swap now have that website, and they're going to use it to provide tools for the community. So that's really cool. They're going to use the domain for infrastructure for Pulse Chain onboarding, APIs, SDKs, block explorers, RPCs, tools, portfolio tracking, and a simple cross-chain swap. And if you haven't used, I've got up here on the right, the ZKX wallet, I highly recommend it. It's just absolutely fantastic. It really turns your Pulse Chain experience into a premier experience. I promise you that. I mean, I love Rabbi, but it's only good for Ethereum and for other chains, but it's no good for Pulse Chain. I tried Internet Money. I tried a few of them, but ZKX for me is just absolutely chef's kiss. Beautiful. Absolutely. Good call on the EHEX to PHEX. I had it all staked. Yeah. I mean, that's a move, right? I don't know how long you got it staked for, but personally, guys, it depends on your play. This is not financial advice, but I think it's good to have a certain amount of HEX staked, and I think it's also good to have a portion of your HEX liquid so you can move with the times, because you never know. You don't want to be trapped in these markets. These markets are so unpredictable. You don't really want to be trapped. Right, let's we'll play a little video and then we'll close the show out, I think. Yes, let's do that. Why not? What can we play? And play a couple of vids and then we'll come back to close the video out, I guess.
The best DeFi asset. Pulse Bitcoin. Learn more at pulsebitcoin.com
and follow Pulse Bitcoin Chanel on Telegram.
The end of centralization. A fantastic leap towards decentralized finance. Pulse Doge, ASIC, Pulse Bitcoin. Launched with immutable code. Mine time, not pollution. It's faster, non-polluting, energy efficient, highly scalable, and it's DeFi compatible. Stake your ASIC for 30 days to yield Pulse Bitcoin. Go to pulsebitcoin.app. You can buy ASIC and PLSB at CowSwap. Go to USDCPLSB.com and USDCASIC.com.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Right, what have we got next for you? So yeah, I think we've covered most of the stuff today I want to cover. Obviously, tomorrow's going to be a big important day. we're going to kind of see what happens with this Bitcoin bounce. Are we kind of stuck? Are we going to go lower? Or are we going to kind of bounce here and kind of go up and trap everyone? I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case. But I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. I do hope that all the bears get wrecked. I hope we have a victory, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't really want to wait another... I really don't want to wait till October for a bottom. I'm sure many of you don't. But yeah, all right. Well, we are going live tomorrow as well, so I think I'll end it here. And thank you so much for tuning in. And hopefully we'll have some higher numbers next time, because numbers on chain right now, we are on depressing numbers on chain. So, all right, guys, that's all from me. God bless. Take care. Stay bullish.
Less money at their disposal.
The latest on
Inflation's up.
Life is hard, with rising inflation and a soaring cost of living. Bitcoin was a way to escape this, but now Bitcoin is dying. When Bitcoin started, you could use a laptop to mine it with just a few clicks. Now, Bitcoin has been hijacked by big money, making it impossible for the average user to make life-changing wealth. It's slow, it's outdated, and expensive. The world needs a better Bitcoin. The future is here, and the future is Pulse Bitcoin. Faster, more secure, non-polluting, and DeFi compatible. Old Bitcoin mining requires expensive mining rigs and costly energy bills, making it almost pointless. With Pulse Bitcoin, you can software mine by staking your ASIC tokens, utilizing proof-of-stake technology on the Ethereum network. It's so easy to participate. Simply buy the ASIC token on Uniswap, then go to pulsebitcoin.app and set them to mine for 30 days. You'll earn 7.5% of the token amount in Pulse Bitcoin every 30 days. Don't want to mine? Easy. Simply buy Pulse Bitcoin on the open market and hold it as a powerful store of value. You are so early. This ecosystem is packed with tokenomics designed to drive the price up. Pay your future self by participating in the most aggressive, price-appreciating ecosystem in existence. A decentralized peer-to-peer Bitcoin, the way crypto was always meant to be. Go to pulsebitcoin.com. It's time for a better Bitcoin. It's time to make life-changing wealth.